Hello YouTube viewers, welcome to my review and prediction of America's Got Talent Season 6, the first week of the semifinals. Finally, we are finally at the semifinals and I am pumped. Now, the 12 acts that went tonight, oh my god, there were some outstanding. Tonight was a crazy night. There were some crazy mess ups. There were outstanding acts, so many outstanding acts, multiple standing ovations from the judges. I don't know how America's gonna vote. I'm gonna try my best. This week 5 people are gonna move on to the finals. I don't know what to do, but here we go. The first act to go up was Zuma Zuma. They're the acrobatic tumbling group from Kenya. This week they did another cool act. It was a little bit slower than their previous acts. I don't really think they stepped it up. The last one they had poles and it was exciting and they got the crowd up and pumping. This week it was kind of repetitive and they did things with chairs, but it was like scattered and they weren't really connected. The next act to go up was Beth Ann Robinson. You may remember her from the YouTube shows. She was the 14-year-old individual dancer. She is an outstanding dancer. She is dancing way beyond her years. I've never seen anyone, I've seen some episodes of So You Think You Can Dance, and she's up to their level in contemporary dancing. So she's really great. Do I think she'll move on? I don't know. Last time I didn't think she was going to move on, and she ended up edging out one of my favorite acts, West Springfield Dance Team. So, I don't know how America will vote, but we'll see. She definitely deserves a lot of credit for what she does. The third act to go up was Sando Trio Russian Bar. Now, of all the 12 acts, out of all the amazingness there was on, this was the one act that was the fluke of the night. They are the Russian Bar act. The girl jumps on the bar, and last week they did the bed of nails, where they had a bed of nails under the bar. So this week, I am so looking forward to them doing another Russian Bar act, and then the lady goes, "We're gonna sing." I couldn't believe it. And she doesn't have a good voice. When they started, I was like, maybe this has the potential to be good. No, she has a terrible, terrible voice. And they threw away all their chances because Sando Trio and Russian Bar was such an outstanding danger act. They were one of the few danger acts to make it through. They were different. And I just don't understand what they did. If they wanted to do something different, they had to have stayed in the danger category, because you can't go and do that and screw up your whole competition. So they have no chance of moving on. The next act to go up was Kevin Colas. He was the one singer that made it through from the YouTube auditions week. This week he sang Rhythm of Love by the Plain White T's. He has a very natural and pure voice. He has a good voice. And I think in any other competition he'd do really, really well, like American Idol. But he really just didn't stack up to the other acts tonight. His performance is kind of boring because it's just him playing his guitar, walking around stage. He got an X from Piers, and I just don't know. I don't think he'll be able to move on. He didn't really get the crowd going. He was nervous, so I don't think he'll move on. The fifth act to go up was Matt Wilhelm. He was the glow-in-the-dark bike dancer from the YouTube auditions. This week he did a glow-in-the-dark routine that was supposed to be centered around, like, his years being bullied. Like, he fought these 2 people that were glow-in-the-dark. He fought them, like, kicked them and punched them, and then rode and did tricks on his bike. It was a little repetitive again, really similar to his last performance, and he did fall this time, which is not good, because you cannot afford to make mistakes this late in the competition. America's just not going to go for it because there are too many good acts to be making mistakes. So I don't think he'll move on. Starting with the sixth act, Pop Life. They are the teen band that does covers of songs. Last week they did Rolling in the Deep by Adele. This week, when they said they were going to do Come Together by the Beatles, I went, big song, big song. And I know she has an outstanding voice, but I didn't think, how is that going to work? I mean, can they do it? Oh my gosh, their set was outstanding. They had this like level thing where half the band was down here, half the band was up here, and it was like kind of like Hollywood Squares, the set it looked like. And then her voice was outstanding again. Great stage presence by her. The band came together well. No mistakes at all. They looked great, sounded great. It was outstanding. The next act to go up was West Springfield Dance Team. Again, as I said previously, one of my favorite acts. They are the high school horror-themed dance team. In the YouTube auditions, they didn't make it. They lost in the judges' choice to Beth Ann. But then the wild card, they made it. Surprisingly, I did not predict them to make it, but I was so happy when they did. This week they did this post-apocalyptic, like nuclear waste creatures dance, and it was outstanding. Best performance by them by far. It was so cool. You need to watch it. If you haven't seen it, look it up. It was outstanding. The next act to go up was Melissa Villaseñor, another one of my favorites from the beginning. She's the female comedian and impressionist. Tonight she did another act where she did 4 impressions. They were all really funny. Last week I didn't really care for some of the impressions she had. They were just okay, but this week she did 4 really solid ones, and she was really funny, and she got all the judges to clap for her. Pierce was laughing, which is a very hard thing to do, and again, an outstanding act. She regained my belief in her that she has a chance to move on and possibly go really far in the competition. The next act to go up was Team Illuminate, one of my favorite acts, as well as one of pretty much America's favorite acts. Everyone has chosen this team to go all the way to the end and probably win it. They're the glow-in-the-dark, flashy dance team. This week they did this video game theme where it was like 2 people would light up and verse each other in a battle, and it was like round 1, round 2, and it was really cool. Completely different theme from their last performance, and I thought that was great how they're showing diversity, how they're showing they can change it up. Again, another great performance. I think they are one of the ones that are definitely going to move on just because they have a strong fan foundation in America. Next act to go up, Daniel Joseph Baker. He's the male singer who in the past performances, he has done like Lady Gaga covers. This week he did a more slowed down, like soulful version of a song, and it was more emotional, but it worked really well. He bared it all on the stage. He showed his true self to the judges. He had an amazing voice again, and he still kept his character, and he still kept his like wow factor without being like flashy Lady Gaga cool sets. So I think I really respect him for going that route, and I think he has again another good chance to move on, but I can't really call it, so we'll see. The next act to go up was Miami All-Stars. They're the I can't really call them Latin dance crew because tonight they didn't really do Latin dance, but they're the dance crew with about 24 people. They're all from Southern California. In their audition, they did Latin dance, and then last time they were on, they also did Latin dance, I think. I wasn't really a big fan of them before this. I thought they were good for a dance troupe, but I didn't really like their dance style that much. But tonight they did like a ballroomy, like jive type dance to some 20s music, like Flapper Girl music, 20s music, you know? And the choreography was so cool. It wasn't their usual duet partner, you know, dance. They had a lot of that, but they also had cool moves, cool tricks. It was more of a story rather than just dancing, which I can really respect. They did really, really well. I honestly think that they were the best dance troupe of the night. I'm sorry to say, West Springfield Dance Team, I love you so much, but they did really, really well, and I love that style of music, that style of dance, that whole old school jive type dance, and I think they have a good chance of moving on as well. I don't know. The final act of the night, I didn't think anything could get better than what I had seen before. And then Lise Agnes, the opera classical singer, comes up on stage. And she sings Wake Me Up Inside. I think it's by Evanescence. I don't know for sure. But I did not expect this at all. I expected another classic song. But she did like a popular rock alternative maybe song. But she sounded outstanding. And the set worked perfectly with the emotion of the song. It was intense. It was moving. It was outstanding. And I think all I wrote on the paper here was because I just went the whole performance. And then I also wrote Howie's a creep because at the end he said Howie gave this weird comment like, you don't know the things I want to do to you. And everyone just went, huh? But other than that, that was so cool. Lise, you brought it home perfectly. So, I hope she moves on, but then again, I hope 8 other acts move on, so I don't know what to say. So this week's a little different than last week. Instead of 4 acts moving on, 5 acts are going to move on. If they do it the same as last week, they'll announce the top 4 that got the top 4 amount of votes, and then they'll announce 5th and 6th place, and then from 5th and 6th place, the judges will choose who moves on, as they have done in previous rounds in the quarterfinals. So, tonight, semifinals, first semifinals, outstanding. I'm going to pick the top 6 acts I think will move on. Here we go. Pop Life, I think, has a good chance. Team Illuminate, I think, is for sure going to move on. Lise Agnes, and then from here it gets a little harder. I think Miami All-Stars have a really, really good chance. And then for 5th and 6th place, and kind of 7th, I'm torn between, like, the last acts were all great. I think 7th will be Melissa Villaseñor, so I don't think she'll make it in the top 6, sorry to say. So I think 5th and 6th are going to be Daniel Joseph Baker and West Springfield Dance Team. And out of those 6, I think that the 5 that will make it will be Team Illuminate, Pop Life, Lise Agnes, Miami All-Stars, and then I really want to say West Springfield Dance Team. I am pulling for them, and I hope I'm wrong, but I really think that Daniel Joseph Baker will make it over them. So I don't know. Semifinals were great. Make sure you watch tomorrow's episode of America's Got Talent at 9 p.m. on NBC. Prince Poppycock's going to come back to perform. Remember him from last season. And then America's Got Talent comes on next Tuesday. It's part 2 of the semifinals. And then from there, they go into the top 10. I am so excited to see tomorrow's show. Fingers crossed. West Springfield Dance Team, you should vote for them. You should vote for some other people too, but mainly them. I really like them. And see you tomorrow. No, I won't, but see you next week. Bye.